My name is Katie Allen, and this is my task to interview. So, yeah. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
How you feeling today?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Don't worry. It's all pretty informal, so don't stress yourself at all. So, just like in before, so this interview is going to be recorded in line with our GDPR as well. Okay. So, just keep yourself aware. What have you done today so far?
Not much. I just sort of had work. I've come here.
Like it, yeah. How did work go? Any annoying customers, or were they all right?
No, not too bad today.
Yeah,
quite
good.
Quite a simple shift, really.
Sometimes it's a little bit back and forth, isn't it? Sometimes I get customers and I go, oh, do you know what? Not today. Not today at all. Okay, so before we get started, I'm just going to explain a little bit more about us as Clean Quarter. So, we're a small startup business. Okay, so they were started by Jasper and Caroline, okay, and they thought the reason that they wanted to do this is because they thought, oh, there's a gap in the market for a company that wants to encourage more environmental giving in their principles, really. So what we do is, what you'll be doing as a sales assistant particularly as well will be right in line with this. So we want to make sure that our customers are taking that same environmental approach that we want to do. So by bringing in their own containers, plastic, we want to reduce that. That's sort of our big kind of mission, really. We want to make sure that our carbon footprint is far less than our competitors, and in order to do that, we want to make sure that we're employing people that have that same kind of drive. They want to improve the environment that they're in and all that sort of thing as well. So again, as a sales assistant, you'd be hugely important to this, okay? So you'd be directly liaising with these customers on the roll, okay? You would make sure any spillages are handled, the boring bits you're probably used to in your supermarket role. All of them are going to be cleaned up, but again, primarily you want to make sure that you're the face of Clean Quarter really with our customers. So make sure that they're feeling all right. Any cash handling, that's also something that we're going to get you involved in as well. But again, with your experience, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. So, we're good to get started?
Yeah, sounds good.
Beautiful, like it. Okay, right. So, tell me a bit about yourself.
So I like to keep fit. I play a lot of squash.
I beg your pardon. I've lost my pen. Hold that
Good
school.
stuff.
Thank you, John. Right. Okay, you go ahead now.
Yeah, I mean, I like keeping fit. I play squash once a week. I like to go climbing.
Okay, nice.
I like going to see films. Quite into
it.
films.
So you like your physical bits. That's really cool.
Yeah, and then just sort of kind of just relaxing.
Yeah, myself. Do that to me. What love? So, can you tell me about a time where you could think that you've delivered outstanding customer service in your role so far?
So, that's probably a good example. Was one time a customer came in, had no idea where anything was. They were quite old, so it was kind of hard to get around.
Yeah.
So rather than sort of like sending them off, they asked me where one thing was. Rather than sending them off, saying it's over there, I actually took them round the entire sort of store area, everything, to help them with their entire list.
Yeah.
Just made it much easier for them because they didn't have a single clue, and they were really grateful. Thankfully, in the end.
Oh, bless you. That's a really nice one. That's a really good one there. So how does this link to like what was expected of you day to day? So is that something that a lot of people would do, or I don't know?
Well, so obviously the main thing they sort of say is good customer service, and basically the main job is keeping the shelves stocked.
Yeah.
So usually it would be more a case of just helping as best you can, then get back to your work. But,
so like customer first, and then sort of work executive.
But of course they do encourage us to do this kind of thing where necessary.
Yeah, of course.
It's not a case of don't do it, but it's kind of go out of your way when you can.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, just obviously I saw there was time to do it. There was nothing stopping. So yeah.
Oh, brilliant! That's really good to hear. So I mean, what happened after that then? So I mean, it sounds like the customer was pretty grateful. But...
Oh yeah, I mean they did go to speak to the manager, and they made them aware of what I'd done. They did give me a thank you, which was quite nice.
How do you feel when you get thanked for stuff like that?
Oh, it's lovely. I mean, that's obviously not why I do it, but it's nice. It is nice to get that little bit of recognition.
Yeah, of course it is. Oh, that's a really good one. Did you find that you had any obstacles to overcome in doing this? Any kind of hindrances that sort of made it a little bit difficult to do that? That's all good. If not, don't worry.
Not really. No. I mean, it's hard to say. Maybe it's sort of not. It sort of comes naturally to me.
Yeah.
Maybe like I've grown up always sort of thinking like it's best to try and help people when you
like
can.
Like a positive, like always thinking like
how can
I do it? One other thing of what I can't do about it, and which is going to keep that positive mindset going.
It's just a case of like what you would like, help you would like yourself.
Yeah.
If you're stuck in a situation,
sure.
you'd really appreciate if someone were to give you a hand. So I try and do my best to help people best I can.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Yeah, for sure. I'll write that down. That's a good one. So after this experience, what did you discover about yourself?
I like helping people. Honestly, yeah. I suppose it's nice to sort of see that you've made a difference. Nice to see you've helped them.
Yeah. Would you say that's quite like a high priority thing when you're looking for a job? Is like a quite significant tick box that you can go, well, I want to make sure that
definitely.
I'm helping people.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see you're making a difference. If you can actually feel like it's helping others, then you know it's worth doing.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I absolutely agree with you there. Okay, can you tell me about a different time? So this one is a time that you'd maybe worked as part of a team, whether that's in your previous roles and any experience with the education.
I suppose I can think of in my current job. Obviously there's busy periods, maybe around Christmas.
Yeah. Of course. You'd be like a yo-yo all over the store, wouldn't you?
Well, especially certain sections, it's almost like they're rampant. They come in, they'll take everything, and it's gone in an instant.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
there are times when you just have to really like buckle down as a team and make sure you get everything out as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Help each other out, because it's not always simple. There's one person doing one thing. Sometimes you've got to team up and help each other. Yeah,
for sure. So take that Christmas example then. So did you find that you had any sort of specific tasks you found yourself doing quite regularly? Like, what did you work in your supermarket experience? You were sort of stacking shelves. So did you ever do any have to do any till experience over Christmas at all?
Personally, I didn't.
Okay, cool.
It's one of the things I sort of didn't have to do.
Yeah.
But I actually spent a lot of time doing like fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the main area.
Okay.
And as you can imagine, at Christmas, that is one of the sort of high priority things for most people.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's one of the most high traffic areas. So it's almost difficult to even get anywhere with the stock at times. So it's more just helping each other, just sort of get around people almost, and just.
I suppose your teamwork in that aspect is picking up from where your team are then going to have to say they do multitasking by going elsewhere. You're then going to go, okay, well this completely changes my routine. I need to make sure that I'm picking that up, and now I've got this to do. I've got to make sure that that's the priority.
Well, yeah, it's more than just stacking shelves. There's stuff you've got to do. Like there's wastage problems. Sometimes there's breakages, villages. So sometimes it's just about multitasking, like you said, making sure you know what's the priority. So if someone drops a glass object in your area, that's the first thing you've got to deal with. Make sure you get that cleaned up.
Yeah, of course. Well, so in these busy periods, did you find that? How did you sort of monitor your progress in doing this? Obviously, say you've got a whole team and you're fruit and veg, and half of them have gone off onto tills now because they're going, oh gosh, they're so busy at front end.
Yeah.
How did you find that you kind of monitored how well you were keeping your department?
I suppose it's more just kind of keeping an eye on how everything how the levels of stock, how like customers are happy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like kind of gauging them.
If you're getting a lot of
feel.
complaints on because there's a lot of things like certain things aren't stocked up, you will realise that you're slacking behind. But as long as you know everyone seems alright, things are sort of moderate level.
Yeah, of course.
You know that it's going okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's good then. And in terms of this busy period, when you found that you had to pick up on a lot of your team's workload because they have to go off in different areas, what sort of end result did you find when you did that? Did you find that you were quite comfortable doing that? Did you find that you managed to actually keep up with a lot of the levels on your own? Like, what was the end result with all that?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I suppose I definitely found I probably could get more done than I thought I could in a certain amount of time.
Underestimate yourself then.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's more a case of just like not letting it overwhelm you. Sometimes it can feel like there's a lot to do and you're never going to get it all done.
Yeah.
But if you break it down, think I'm going to do one thing at a time, step by step.
Yeah.
Suddenly you realise you're getting things done a lot quicker than you ever thought you could.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's about asking for help as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes you can't do it all yourself, and if you just ask someone who maybe has a bit more time just to give you a little bit of a hand.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just about like sharing the workload sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Oh, great. That sounds great. Okay, final kind of questions from me though. So based on this experience, you've obviously touched on it a little bit there, which is really great with, you know, making sure that it's, you know, you want to make sure you're asking for help and to, again, there's no such thing as, you know, a workload that's unachievable. You know, you can make sure that whatever you're doing at whatever point, there's no point where it becomes a silly question to ask for help at that point. So it's really good you've got that mentality, because I think for us at Clean Water, we want to make sure that any areas of any sort of anxiety, or, oh, I don't know about this, or oh, I feel like I could need a bit of help in this, like, we want to make sure that our staff are always coming straight to us, you know, to Caroline, to Jasper. We want to make sure that we can be someone that they can, you know, approach. So the fact that you're very comfortable with doing that, and, you know, you're very self-reflective, that's amazing. That's really great. So other than what you've touched on, what kind of insights did this sort of experience give you? So I know that you feel that you've become a lot more, I guess, kind of what's the word? I guess self independent. I suppose, if you like, really. You know, you've kind of underestimated yourself a little bit, which is great to know that you've kind of pleasantly surprised yourself there. But yeah, what kind of insights did all this give you?
It's probably actually given me a bit more confidence in myself.
Okay.
I trust myself more to undertake a task off my own, sort of on my own back. It's obviously, like I said, I find sometimes it's much better to ask a question than try and do it without knowing, if you know.
Yeah, of course.
But the thing is, the more you ask, the more you learn. So I've got to the point now I feel quite confident undertaking these things myself. I feel like I'm able to just take my own initiative and do most tasks.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, that sounds really good. I mean, gosh, yeah, you sound totally wonderful, so that's a good start. Did you have any questions for us at all at Clean Water?
So if I were to get this job, how best would I prepare?
Oh, I mean, that's a good question. To be honest, based on your application that I've got here, everything that we would look in terms of performance-wise, you've got a lot of experience in, especially with what you've told me today as well. I would say the things to prepare is if you've got any, if you have any dips in knowledge about maybe cosmetics, that's also something that we do at the shop as well. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're serving and promoting organic products and whatnot. This does again go across to cosmetics as well. So I know you worked in fruit and veg, which is great. Maybe if you just had a little brush up on a bit of cosmetic knowledge there, that could be something that could be a little bit beneficial, because you've got all the traits that we would 100% be looking for. So yeah, if you wanted to just improve a little bit, have a look at that there as well, definitely.
Okay, yeah, I will.
Oh yeah, something else I was going to ask you, John.
Okay.
Now it's gone out of my mind. That is okay. That was it. So say you were to be successful in this role here, what kind of notice do you have?
Oh, well, exactly a month.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so just a month's notice.
Okay, amazing. That's really good to hear. Okay, well, I'm gonna have a little look over this as well, and then I will be in touch about the next 24 hours and give you a shout back. But thank you so much for coming in, and it's been a pleasure. And yeah, I'll be back in touch in about 24 hours.
Oh,
okay, lovely. Thank you so much.